CBSE results are out, and right now I know there are so many students sitting with mixed emotions. Some of you are happy, some of you are confused, and some of you are honestly disappointed. And before I say anything else, let me tell you this very clearly. I'm not from a CBSE background, to be honest. I studied in ICSE and I was never that typical perfect student. In fact, I failed in 8th standard. Yes, I actually failed, and that time it felt like everything was over, right? There was pressure, there was embarrassment, and there was this constant comparison. People around me had already started labeling me as average, not serious, not capable, etc., etc. And like many students, I didn't really get to choose my path at that point. I was pushed into commerce, not because I had clarity, not because I had a plan, but because that seemed like the only option. But here's where things started to change. When I entered 10th standard, something shifted, right? I decided that if I'm here, I'll give it my best. And guess what? I became a topper in commerce in 10th standard, from failing in 8th to topping in commerce. And that's when I realized something very important, right? Your situation can change. Your identity is not fixed. And one result does not define who you are, right? But even after that, I wasn't some extraordinary student. I was still average in many ways. I went on to complete my BCom from Christ University, Bangalore, and then later I did my MBA from Liverpool. But even if I being completely honest with you, none of these things alone changed my life. The real turning point came when I decided to learn something beyond academics. I picked up digital marketing. That one skill changed everything. It was booming back then in 2017. It gave me exposure, it gave me confidence, it opened doors. And most importantly, it made me realize that your growth is not limited by your marks. It's defined by what you choose to learn next, right? And that is exactly why I'm talking to you today, because we're not living in the old world anymore. We are living in the era of AI and automation. Things are changing faster than ever. Jobs are evolving, industries are transforming. New careers are being created every single day, and many traditional paths are no longer the only way to succeed. So if you're thinking that your CBSE result is going to decide your entire future, you are limiting yourself. Let's talk about reality. Every year, lakhs of students pass CBSE exams, right? This year too, the pass percentage is above 90, which means a huge number of students are in the same range. Nothing extraordinary. So what actually makes someone stand out later? It's not the marks, it's the skills. It's clarity, it's the mindset. Because today, companies don't just ask what you scored, they ask what you can do. Now, let me talk to you based on where you are. If you scored really well, that's amazing. You worked hard and you should be proud of it. But don't fall into the trap of thinking that marks will carry you forever. They won't. At some point, skills will matter more. At some point, clarity will matter more, right? So don't blindly follow the crowd. Don't take decisions just because they sound safe, right? Think about what you actually want. Now, if you're an average student, just like I was, let me tell you something honestly. Being average is not a weakness, it's an opportunity. Because you're not boxed into expectations, right? You have the freedom to explore. And if you use this time very well, you can build something powerful, right? Start learning skills, start doing certifications, start understanding how the real world works. Because once you build confidence through skills, everything changes. And if your marks are low, I want you to really listen to this part, because I've been there. Failing in 8th standard felt like the end of the world to me. But today, when I look back, it was just a small moment in a much bigger journey, right? That's exactly what this is for you, right? A moment, not your identity, not your future, just a moment. Don't let this result decide how you see yourself. Don't let it shrink your dreams. Because see, the truth is we are in a time where you can learn anything and everything, right? You can build a career in ways that didn't exist earlier. You can create opportunities for yourself, but only if you stop thinking in an orthodox way, right? Don't choose a path based on pressure. Don't limit yourself to what society expects. Think bigger. Now let's talk about what you should be doing next. Firstly, don't think traditionally, as I mentioned earlier. The world has changed, but advice hasn't. So be aware of that. Secondly, start building skills early. Don't wait for college, start now. Third, do certifications, whether it's digital marketing, AI, data, or anything else that interests you. Start somewhere. Fourth, build your networks. Connect with people, learn from others. Understand how real careers work. That is very important because your network can open doors for you that marks cannot. And finally, follow what your heart says, not blindly, but with awareness. Because in the long run, passion gives you consistency and consistency builds success. Let me end this with one powerful thought. We are in the era of AI and automation, we all know that. The rules have changed. Marks are important, but they're not everything. The people who will succeed are the ones who think differently, take action, keep learning, and don't give up. So no matter what your result is today, that is not the end. This is your starting point. Don't limit your dreams, don't follow the crowd blindly, and don't underestimate what you are capable of becoming, right? Because your future is still completely in your hands. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and follow Grow Sky for real guidance on skills, career, and growth. If you like this video, please do like it, share, and subscribe to my channel Grow Sky, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon for regular updates on any of my videos on my channel. Stay tuned.